Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the West Ham review on a Friday night. Hope everyone's keeping well and looking forward to their weekend. I know the weather's not going to be great, but other than that, as always, I'm joined by the Sauvignon Blanc of Claret and Blue. It's got to be Budgie.
Oh, I like that one, Tone. I like that one, mate. That's lovely. Yeah, thank you very much. Lovely to see you all. Nice to see there's so many people in the chat already. Yeah, Friday evening, bit of a change, but needs must, you know.
Indeed, mate, indeed. I'll let you start off first, mate, before we go into the chat.
Okay, bud. Thank you. Some of you may know, and some of you may not know of him, but a good friend of ours, a friend of lots of the channels, especially West Ham channels, I should say. Darren Higgins passed away this week, unfortunately. I'm not sure how old he was. I think he was 56 or something, 59, something like that. Real nice guy, real friendly sort of guy. Communicated with everybody beautifully, and passionately loved his family. Unfortunately, he's gone. I just wanted to say a little tribute to him. Rest in peace, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, rest in peace, and condolences to his friends and family, obviously, as well.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
So let's start off with the people in the chat, and the first one on the scene is Matt. Good evening, Matt. Big up Tony and Budgie. Big up to yourself, mate. And Brendan, good evening to Tom, Budgie, and the chatters. And as always, it's nice to see everyone saying hello to each other. Matt saying, obviously, Spurs being Spursy again. Typical Levy. Win a trophy first. And I don't know how long, 43 years, I think it was, or 17 years or something like that. And the fact sacks the manager. That's typical typical Levy. But yes.
Yeah, it's actually pretty typical of Premier League right now. You know, quite a few managers have done exactly that, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, Spurs being Spurs, Mourinho was a week away from a cup final and they sacked him before then. And this one, they've let him get away with it. And then 16 days later, thanks but no thanks, and off he pop.
Yeah, see that, mate. Not good.
Yeah.
Not very professional either, is it, really, let's be fair?
Well, I suppose the only thing, like, as I did a little stream earlier, and I suppose the only thing that Ange could come out with is, I did exactly what it says on the tin. I'll win you a trophy in the second year, and I've done that. So he'll probably say he can still walk out with his head held high, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt he will.
Good evening, Michael. Hope you well. Hoi hoi, Savaloy. And they're saying hello to each other. Michael is also saying Sullivan crying PSR when we sit seventh in the PSR table. It means there's 13 clubs worse than us. Yeah. Shenanigans as always, and everyone sees through the truth, unfortunately. And Sullivan just, well, yeah, wish he did. Up sticks and leaves. Harry, good evening to yourself, mate. Good evening, all you beautiful people. Come on, you irons.
Good evening, H.
Good evening to the usual. Yep, both Suchik and Kufel are playing tonight, so that's good to see them.
Oh, yeah, I was going to put that on.
So it should be an interesting one.
Whack up on the screen.
And they're saying like each other. Tony brushed up his hair with Miracle Grow. I need a few bottles of that, Matt. I can tell you that now. It's not exactly doing wonders.
There we go. It's 0-0 at the moment. With the Czech and Montenegro.
Should be an interesting game. Budgie saying good evening to all your reprobates. Don't forget to tickle that thumbs. Harry saying beautiful dogs. Had a lovely day. Hope you're well as well. Even usual as well. They're saying ticking over nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, got some good news to share with people as well, actually. Some good news while we're at it. On Monday, my daughter gave birth to my granddaughter. And everything went really well. Met her for the first time yesterday. Spent a bloody fortune on it a day. People say, "Oh, it must be lovely to be a granddad." I said, "Yeah, but this is my 8th one."
8th, bloody hell, man! Congratulations, though, mate, and it's good to see that everything went well and baby's doing good.
Yeah,
That's all you hope for, don't you? At the end of the day, that's your main thing, is that?
That's right.
So it's good news.
Mm-hmm.
So another
Thank
one.
You, Harry. Thank you, Aces.
And they're all saying that. All tonight, all night, maybe. Matt saying we're massive. It's official. This guy said so in the song. Must be true, Matt. Yeah, best team in London. But he's saying they're low.
Thanks, usual. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Dad.
I could say review. We are shit, as the BFG says. Yeah, I mean, because it's interesting thing is going to be coming out of that part of it.
Yeah.
Big up to yourself, Harry, as always. Adama, good up to yourself, mate. What up, Baldy Blood and Baldy Massive? Wow, go on. The sun is back on Sunday. Let's hope so, Michael, because, yeah, tomorrow from the early hours of the morning to about, I think it's 9 o'clock, it's talking about thunderstorms and rain and whatnot.
Oh, lovely.
I think they said tomorrow's going to rain as much as it did for the whole of May.
Oh, okay. Well, it was pretty bad today. I mean, I think I have this sneaking suspicion because I live on a hill and we get a torrent of water coming down the hill. And I have this sneaking suspicion that my car has been moved.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Literally. I mean, I'm meticulous because I've had a ticket outside my own house, right? So now I park meticulously and make sure that there's no overhang on the line or anything like that. And I come down and my back wheels are touching the line.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not good.
That's not good, mate. Bloody hell. Aces, good evening to yourself as well. Yeah,
Thanks,
obviously, Michael saying, rest in peace, Darren and Mrs. Brooking. Condolences, says Trevor.
Condolences to the Brooking family.
Yeah. Usual. Did you get the job? Unfortunately not, mate. Just missed out on that. But I am basically, if anything else comes up, I've got first dibs at it. So there is something in the pipeline. I've just got to kind of bide my time and wait, basically. But thank you for asking, mate. I really appreciate that.
I've forgotten to ask him myself.
He's the same, Budgie. Daz, good evening to yourself, mate. Evening all.
Evening, Dad.
And yeah, Brendan saying congrats, Budgie. Usually saying the only one upset about Big Andrew would be Kieran. Personally, I couldn't give a fuck. It's interesting where he's going to go.
To come to West Ham next, you know.
Oh, you can see it coming, can't you? Harry saying congratulations, Budgie. Aces is it. Massive congratulations, Budgie, on grandchild.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Matt's the same. Congrats. And usual, same as well. Nice.
Bless you all. Bless you all.
What was his name? Granddad
Wheeler.
That's it. Granddad Wheeler.
Weirdly enough, my first name is actually Clive, isn't it?
Of course it is. Yes, of course. Yes.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah. Don't break out a song.
I used to have that song sung to me when I was at school. I was about 11 years old, for God's sake. And they used to sing it to me. Go, here's your song. Woo. I'm 11. Fuck off.
Because I mean, bloody, because you got to think when he sang that song, then you got to think he was still fairly young, wasn't he?
Oh, he was in his 40s, yeah.
Yeah, because they made him look like he was older than he was supposed to have been.
Yeah. Oh, the Czechs are 1-0 up.
Who scored? Did you know?
I don't know. It's gone to VAR.
Oh, that's not good.
They're still showing it as 1-0. So I think the referee's gone to go and have a look. I've got a feeling.
Big up to Iron Disciple. Congratulations to Budgie. Big up, brethren.
Thank you, Iron. Bless you, mate.
How today? Today I've mostly been listening to the Beloved. Ooh,
it's just been substituted at 27 minutes.
That's not good.
No. And Provod has been brought on. So I don't know who scored then, but that's the guy that we were linked with a couple of years ago, isn't it?
Mm.
Adam Klozek.
The beloved.
Yeah.
Going to say, nice, Harry. I went back to the Tom Tom Club myself. Love it when they go back songs. I ended up saying, Harry Monk, condolences to the Brookings. There you go. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
There, again, you're saying David Ruffin for me today. No worries, mate. I mean, like, we know how the place works out. Sometimes I can't say too much just in case they are listening. But I have got first refusal when it comes up. But got to wait 6 months, unfortunately.
Mm. All that work you've put into this new system and everything, Tone. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
I suppose you're not the only one that has, but,
yeah.
It's disappointing, isn't it, mate, when it don't go your way?
No, I suppose the only thing you do, I mean, lastly, I suppose what saves you, I'm a West Ham fan, so I'm already used to that side of things anyway. So it was easy. It was easy in that respect.
Brilliant.
And that's the way I look at it like that. Brendan's saying the whole album, including that, Harry, great bass lines, many sampled by later hip hop. Yeah, some good people, good songs. Yeah, loving the old Motown. So going on the songs already. Yeah. I ended up with saying, my old man said, be a West Ham fan and don't you dilly-dally on the way.
That's right, mate. That's absolutely right. I was actually listening to Al Green today.
Al Green, yeah, what a voice. What a voice. As the same, Tony, I think we've signed someone. Well, obviously, we've kind of done an obligation and got to Debo over the line. And,
35 million, I've been led to believe.
Something in that kind of region, isn't there?
Yeah. And a drop in wages, I understand, as well. He's agreed to a drop in wages to come.
Well, that's not bad. I mean,
I don't know what that drop is. It might only be 30 quid a week. I don't know. But, I mean, there's a drop in wages from the reports that I've heard, and we're not looking to move him on in this window.
Which is good.
Some people were saying, oh, yeah, we're going to buy him, move him straight on and stuff like that. No, we're not, apparently. He's coming here to stay.
Happy days. Let's hope that carries on like that. Big up to Anthony as well, mate. Big up, lads. Hope you well, Anthony.
Right, Ant.
And good evening to Damien as well. Nay Lonk. Oh, sorry, any link. Is it a link to a player, Damien, or let us know, please, mate. It's a Friday after all.
Yeah.
Anthony's watching the Rugby Bath versus Bristol Bears.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do a massive long one tonight, Tony, if we can.
No, of course, mate. No, we won't be tonight, mate.
I've got things I've got to do, and I think I've got a funny feeling that my daughter might drop by. Not with the baby, but,
Yeah. No, of course not, mate.
What a header off the line that was.
Good evening, Terence. Hope you well, mate. Good to see you. Matt said, aren't we selling to Debo, though? I don't think we are, as Budgie said. I think it's...
I think the plan of action is to keep him. I think we've got him on a 2-year deal. Keep him for the 12 months, and then perhaps see what we can get for him. I think that's what I've heard. Pretty sure.
There you go. That's why. Got it. Sorry, Damien, it is a bit early for me. Laugh at Anthony saying there. Can I get a link? Yeah, I've just put it into the chat there.
No negativity though, Damien. Otherwise, I'm going to spank your ass. Got to be positive.
Harry's saying, Anthony, good evening. I thought I saw an Irish wolf fan sleeping in the back. We're over Princess. God. Remember the old Austin Princess? And what was the other one? The Ambassador, as they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've paid for him, haven't we? And obviously, it looks like a good Washy wants to move on.
Yeah,
Get in,
saying he don't want to come back for pre-season.
Nah, don't blame him. We need to keep some players, else it will be the youth team next season. Hopefully, we're going to be seeing some more players come. I mean, at the moment, I'm seeing pictures of Grealish and so on being linked to us already.
I mean, I've heard today, now, I don't know how much water this holds, but I've heard today that Chelsea have put in or are considering putting in an offer for Kudus with a list of players for us to choose from as part payment and then some money. Or maybe 2 or 3 players even, you know. I don't know how much water that holds. I really don't know how far that would be, but yeah, so they're talking about a player swap.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm just going to bring in Damien now. Evening, Damien. How are we, mate?
All right, lads.
You doing well?
God, these last summer was a bit more exciting, wasn't it? Last summer was a bit more exciting with these links. We've gone from top Tim and his jet to I don't know what have we gone to?
Back to a biplane, mate. I think that's what we're doing at the moment.
Back to a minibus, but not looking great, to be honest. I'm not liking these links so far. Me personally, if I was manager of that team, I'd want to put attacking talent in that team straight away. I'd be saying to the owner, go and get me 2 attackers. That's what I would do.
I mean,
he's useless, Potter.
I mean, we've got to give him a chance in certain respects. I know what you're going to say on that part. I think if we don't see what he can do, then we've got no chance. But going back to what Budgie was saying as well, what do you think of this? You know, the so-called Chelsea offering 5 players, I think it was, plus money for Kudos, and apparently we've rejected it.
If that question is to me, I find it the most laughable thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life, to be totally honest. I find it the most disrespectful transaction and offer that I have ever heard in my entire life. It is basically, who don't we want? We'll take your best player for him. No, that cannot happen. It's £85 million. Me personally, what I would be doing. Oh, I'm getting back. What I would be doing is I would be saying to Southampton, let us take Sulemana off you for who just got relegated for about 20 mil or something like that, and that's Kudus' best pal, and you've got 1 attacker straight away. So then Kudus, at least if no one comes in with a mega offer, you're saying, look, we've brought your pal to play with you. You know what I mean? And we need another attacking talent anyway. To be honest, did anyone notice how when Somerville went down, our season started to go a little bit down as well, because we don't have any attacking depth on the left-hand side. All our attackers are left-footed. We need another right-footed attacker. That's what I would personally be doing. You've just had Will Still go there, who knows the board. You've got what's his name there? Lallana, who Potter seems to know. I'd say to them, we'll give you a good chunk of change for him to put him in our team next season. And basically, I would say to them, you can have Guilherme and a youngster on loan and some cash to try and help them replace that player and get their little promotion charge going, and we get another player, and then there's another player I've been looking at who's got a release clause of about 33 million quid who would start for us, and that right there is probably about 50 million off the initial budget, and you're starting on the front foot. You're starting on the front foot. You're saying, right, this is the group we've assembled, lads. Like, come on, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do against the likes of Bournemouth? What are you gonna do against the likes of Brentford? What are you gonna do against the likes of Villa? Come on, lads, show me. We're investing in the team, so that's what I would do. But I don't understand what Graham Potter wants to do. Like, I'll be honest, yeah. Nick on Claret and Booze is running right now, yeah.
Yep.
Let's just say I'm certainly not a member of Claret and Booze, yeah, to the point in which I've been blocked, yeah, which is fair enough. But you know, he pulled up stats, yeah, and I do agree with him. I'm not one of these people who will have a fracas with someone and still not find an agreeable point with them. He showed, what was it? The defender who made the most mistakes this season in the Premier League, Harwood Bellis, is one of the first names we're linked to. Who's the second name we're linked to? Aaron Ramsdale, a keeper who's been relegated 5 times. Roberto Sanchez, or whatever his name is, who anyone who watches football social media will tell you he is a meme. So it is honestly, what do you want to become, West Ham? Seriously, what do you want to become at this stage? I've got no faith in it at all. I went on E20 Zone yesterday, and you've got a really strong inner in Elite Analyst. If you're watching, I forgot his first name, Richard. He's a lovely lad, and I've got nothing against him, but I don't see it going well under Potter. That's how I see it. So I'm seeing it as you've got quite a long summer because it's a 3-month transfer window. Either he grows up, he grows a pair, or you fuck him off down the road. Is how I see it. Like he is. I said this yesterday, and I don't mean to be personally offensive to anyone, but if anyone's watched his press conferences, how many press conferences would he have done? 20, 15? He's thrown at least 4 wobblies. You need to be more in control than that. Honestly, you need to have a little bit more self-confidence than that, in my opinion. I'm going to sell Kudus and get a keeper in because I know him. It's just.
I think, Damien, I think you're listening too much to the rumours on all the other channels, mate.
Such as?
Well, such as all of what you said about Ramsdale. You know, I mean, like all I'm saying, mate, is that don't believe everything you hear, because a lot of it is just media hearsay.
I know, I agree, but
so, you know, to get yourself all worked up over it, pal, it's just not worth it, mate.
Yeah, but if the team is looking absolutely shambolic about it by the end of the summer, if the team is looking absolutely shambolic,
I agree, mate. But what I'm saying, Damien, is that, you know, you're getting yourself worked up over something that we don't know whether it's true or not. We don't know. We don't know what Graham Potter or the board have got planned. None of us do. None of the ITKs know, and that's why all these stories come out. That's why we're linked with over 110 players already since the window opened 8 days ago or whatever it was. Yeah, you know, it's just ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous to believe everything you're hearing. Honestly, that's why I won't do transfer rumours and this and that. Yeah, I spoke about the so-called Chelsea offer.
If you see other people on other streams, Budgie, you might not like transfer rumours, yeah? There are people out there who absolutely love it because it's the business of improving your team. So I am interested in that because I do actually imagine...
Yeah, but you're getting yourself worked up over it.
And I knew how much money they had in their account. What would I be doing with that team? And I can look at what I feel Graham Potter's doing with that team, and I don't like it.
The problem is, Dame, like everything else, for me, until I see that bloke with a shirt on his back and pen to paper, it is literally bullshit talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing, mate. I mean, you hear it so many times. We link to this, that, and the other, and how much of that has actually paid off? We suddenly sign somewhere, we've got no idea who he is. And either it works out for us or it doesn't. And I mean, look, I
But
can
I
understand
don't
what you're saying.
understand that mentality. I don't like that mentality. It either works out for us or it don't. It's kind of, well, I want it to
That's like for
I
anything,
want it
don't
to
they?
work out for us.
Of course,
That's why I've got a
we all
voice,
want
and I
that.
don't think Potter's taking us in the right direction.
We all want that. You know what I mean? We want the club to move forward because we know full well in that the last season, and that is one we want to forget because in certain respects we know that Lopetegui is obviously a big instrumental cause of what's gone on last season. We have to thank him for the points we got earlier on. Don't get me wrong, but at the same point,
I feel like Potter gets more of a blight because he's English. I'm going to be honest.
I won't go down there. I think it's a case of
Didn't someone use that? If you watch that whole E20 Zone TV, that was one of their premises of one of their key premises of their argument. Literally, we always do well with British managers. What? I don't know.
Well,
is that really a thing? I don't know. Like,
I mean, if you look at it, the only thing we've done well with is a Scottish manager that got us the European Conference. But
this is my thing. I wouldn't be moving away from that identity. I don't think people got look how many narratives get swallowed all the time.
Of course
all the time. What was it this season? Mavroponi? Oh no, Mavroponi's actually a decent centre back. It's people go up and down like the weather with players, and to me, I just maintain certain stances. Like people have been calling Souček rubbish for 2 years before this season, and then all of a sudden, he's actually all right. So I just maintain certain narratives with players. I've always had my opinion on what Souček is, and I'm pretty sure James is the same.
Shut up, you moaning bastard!
I'll be honest, you're the same, no, James. The same.
Have a San Miguel, you miserable twat.
No, San Miguel. I just told my shopkeeper, I don't drink. So they're trying to sell it to me. I don't want to drink, but I'm being honest. Yeah, I've maintained my opinion on certain players all the way through. I'm not letting bad coaching make me think that are there some players we probably overpaid for? Yes. Are there some players that we got for a bargain? Yes. But I still don't think these are all bad players. I'm seeing people talking about, I'll take 50 for Kudus. Would ya? I bet so would the rest of the Premier League as well. They'll give you 50 for him. So it just comes down to wake up. Wake up. Seriously. I've maintained my stance on a lot of these players all the way through.
You got to think though, Kudos, he could have gone in the summer last year for 85 million, and no one came in for him. So read into that one. That's the thing you got to look at as well. If he was that good at the time, he should have been snapped up there. I want
me to be completely honest about that one, and I am talking from the heart this summer. Yeah, the club were playing games with that transfer. They didn't want everyone to know that he was available for £85 million. If someone pays £85 million for Kudos, you can have him. That's how I see it. But until then, I'd make him my 10, and then if someone buys him, you just go and buy another really talented player and some more. That's what I would do. He obviously has ambitions of playing for a bigger club. He's gone as Messi. People all of a sudden don't think he's good because he's been stuck out on the left wing. He's brilliant. He's fantastic. He's a brilliant player, Kudus.
He's a good player, but unfortunately, the one thing that's let him down, and if he wants to get top money from him, that you just do what you're supposed to be doing in that and be the player you are. The fact that you kind of throw your toys at the Prem and go around and play with a bit of an attitude and a bit of a lazy kind of attitude as well to say that, he's not going to get the money he deserves, and that's the biggest problem. Players sometimes have got short-lived memories. They forget themselves, and yes, he's an exceptional talent, but when you do stupidness like that, then we're not going to get the money we expect from him, because no club's going to take a player on who's got that kind of attitude. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's shone quite, for the 3 quarters of the season, it's shone quite brightly.
Let me ask you a question. If you're the manager of, if you're the head coach of West Ham United, yeah, and the board say to you, what are you open to accept for Kudus? What are you telling them, Tone?
I'll be taking top dollar. Simple as that.
But what
if I can't get the 85 million, yeah, if I can't get the 85 million, and I'm going to take into account, if I'm going to take into account, I'm going to answer your question here, I'm going to take into the account of how he played last season. He got 70 million. 70 million is better than nothing, and we're still double our money on him.
Fair enough.
Come on, James.
What do you do with the 70 million?
I'd like to buy 2 players out of that.
Who?
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? I've got to find them players, and they've got to be the right players because we can't go through what we did last summer. That's for sure.
Oh, wow. So I'm just telling you where I'm at mentally at the moment, and our summer window hasn't happened yet. I would go and add £50 million worth of talent before acknowledging selling Kudus. Unless someone
we've all got ways that we would prefer the business to be done, mate. But the fact is that whatever we say and do will make no difference to what West Ham do.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I
said
this
on
E20's own TV. If Potter plays some rubbish brand of football,
that shit channel that no one likes, E20's
I love E20's own TV. But I'll be honest, if E20's own TV, if West Ham play a rubbish brand of football next year, I found it difficult to engage last season. So I genuinely I don't know what rumours are true and what rumours are not. But I'm not. West Ham don't pay me to watch them, and if they are rubbish, then I'm not gonna watch them. It's as simple as that. I enjoy football, and if West Ham can't produce a decent forward-moving brand of football, then I'm not interested. It's as simple as that.
Can I have my say there, David? Is it all right? It's all right. Like, have some fucking oxygen, bruv. Yeah, it's all gonna be fine. Sullivan's at the wheel. Fuck it. It is what it is. No, in all seriousness, we are up shit's creek without one paddle at the minute, and it's quite frightening, if I'm being honest. I can't believe I've done a video earlier on and rolled it out earlier. 2 years tomorrow. Since Prague, and look at the damage that's happened over the last 2 years. Frightening how fast time flies by, and for me, I'm worried about next year. I really am.
James, do you know all I see for? Sorry, mate. I'm talking to you as a mate, yeah, because we've been speaking quite a lot recently, yeah. Or
okay, mate.
Last month, yeah. James, do you know all I see from that? I posted the final a couple of weeks ago, and I keep tagging Russ from West Ham Network in it, say, look at this. What message are you presenting? And look at this. All I'm trying to say to him is all we were was a proper big physical 4-2-3-1 unit who was able to hold their own in the league and go and attack a cup. And Potter wants to turn us into some 5 at the back ball. Listen, me personally, if I was the sporting director, the owner or sporting director of this club, yeah, I would bring a manager in who's used to 4-2-3-1, yeah, and I would tell him, go and look at us versus Aston Villa, not the season just gone, the season before that, when we drew 1-1 and Antonio got 2 disallowed goals. That's what I would tell a manager to go and look at. I'd say that is pretty much our identity. That's the best version of us that we are able to fork out at the moment. Potter's taking us round the houses, mate. Round the houses. That's what I don't like. And these are decisions made because Karen Brady can't pick a football manager. And I know you say David Sullivan and I say Karen Brady, but much the same.
Damien, let me stop you there. Graham Potter is not a manager for a start. He's a coach. He doesn't select players. He coaches them. So getting all mad at him is actually not the person you need to be getting mad at. It's whoever's doing the recruitment and the
Sullivan, mate.
Scouting.
I'm going to say this quite calm, yeah, as I drink my San Miguel. Go back to 2 years ago when we won in Prague, right? You've got to look at this on face value, yeah? 2 years ago, we had our best moment. And then we have 6 months of pretty decent football-ish under Moyes. Then it fell apart towards the second part of the season. The reason why it fell apart the second part of the season is because the owner was fucking about having Moyes on a string. And Moyes didn't know whether he was coming or going or whether or not he wants to be there. But then Moyes left, yeah? It is what it is. He left. The moment you get rid of him, you have to make sure the appointment is right and the recruitment is right, yeah? Because if you want to maintain the standard, You've got to maintain that standard with an element of quality. And it all goes back to Sullivan. Pete, I've been having a row with someone, not a row, a discussion with a lad that I know on through the YouTube game. And he's saying to me, "Oh, what good's a petition going to do, James? Like, we've tried that. So what do you do? Just give up?" Like, if you like, it's the same thing over and over again. It's been like this for years, and it does not change until people start standing together and saying, "No, we demand what's going on. Not, oh, we're just going to accept any shit." Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing with this fan base, yeah, which I've noticed.
Sullivan's answer's likely if I will buy my shares then.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but the problem is though, mate, right? If we don't sort this out now, we won't have no fans left in the ground. And this is a major concern. People are starting to walk away.
There will be fans in the ground, but they won't be West Ham fans. They'll be football fans.
You can't run a football club like that. What happens if you get relegated?
I know. Look, I ain't happy about it, Damien. Don't get me wrong, right?
I'm just saying, mate, you get a good. Anytime I say anything remotely disagreeable to you, you get a bit upset. I'm just saying, you can't run a football club like that. If you get relegated,
I agree completely.
Tourists, no one's going to come in the Championship. You can't.
Yeah, I agree completely, mate. 100%. And the thing is,
29,000 people. I was going to say it's quick. 29,000 people have not renewed their season ticket ever since we've moved.
Yep.
That's a lot of people.
And the figure's grown as well.
Yeah, and the figure's starting to go up. Yeah. And do you honestly think I sit on E20 late at night and I sit there and keep saying this for years? I ain't like I said it for 6 months. I've said it ever since I've done YouTube, right? Because my fear is one day we're going to have a ground full of fans, football fans, but no supporters in there. And that is my... what's going on and what I genuinely believe was going on. The amount of comments I got on TikTok and on YouTube where people say I haven't set foot in there for 2 years, 3 years, I can't handle it. And this is not just one or two people. This is like we're talking thousands now. Do you know what I mean? People are starting to not feel the spirit of West Ham, and that's a major concern. Major concern. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if Sullivan fucks off, yeah, we need an owner to come in and rejuvenate this whole club. And you know, Sullivan's the root of the problem. If you got rid of Sullivan, that's the start. Yeah, you get rid of him, you bring a new owner in. This new owner will go right to the fan base. What is it you want out of your football club, right? And I think, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I would probably say the first thing that people would want addressed is the stadium, to make it feel like a home. Yeah, make it feel like it's a community-based club rather than just a franchise where, you know what I mean, we're just going to have away fans in the home end, etc. And then you move from that. At present, people are losing touch with West Ham. They're losing. Someone said to me the other day, yeah, I had to give up going because one day I went there, right, and I see a geezer on his fucking laptop working as he's watching the game. That's mental, mate. Like I'm seeing a different world that I've never seen before, and it's quite frightening. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can only bang the drum as much as I can. Nick can only bang the drum as much as I can, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't sort it out, it's just going to be the same, really.
If I go back to what you're saying, I mean, I'm just going to cover the kudos thing in a minute. But you said you hit the nail on the head there, James. When you won the Europa Conference, the one thing you do at that point, you know you're going to get rid of Moyes. As you said, you bring in like for like, or you bring in better. And at that point, we never did it. And that's the biggest problem from one.
Yeah, but he proved he couldn't do that time when he released Moyes and brought in Pellegrini.
Exactly.
Then he had to backpedal.
Well,
now
you know what? They never released Moyes, and I wasn't even as engaged in West Ham as I am now. Yeah, I didn't used to follow them game in, game out. But I watched Moyes come to the club. Yeah, and I know we had a little run towards the end of the season. Yeah, and then I heard we got Pellegrini, and I weren't like as involved as I am now. I thought, I've never got rid of him. I've never got rid of him. I could see the trajectory straight away, and to be honest, I can see the trajectory with Potter. Like James has been saying, he's going to take us backwards to get where we are. Is basically what he's going to do at best. That is honestly what he's going to do, and it's not going to be exciting. So I don't rate it, to be honest. I think he takes 2-3 years to get anywhere near where Moyes got this team.
Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's obviously got to look at the ownership and what they brought in. They've made mistakes, massive mistakes, and as a head coach, which he is now, he's got to try and get this team working. And last season, we definitely got definitely just put that to bed. Just going to say,
I've seen teams improve as soon as you instate.
Of course you will do, mate. Of course you will. Let me just say hello to some people first of all. Jason Carter, welcome back into the channel, mate. Serving it in Vietnam. He's just coming back to America. Big up to you, sir. Hope you're keeping well. Colin, good to see you as well, mate. He's just saying here, nice to join you both. Had some bad news Wednesday night. My cousin, she was assaulted and robbed in Watford. She's in Watford General, I believe, going up tomorrow. Bloody hell, Colin. Hope she's okay, mate. And really sorry to hear that. That's not, don't expect that. We've got West Ham is shit on the channel as well. Good evening to yourself. Introduce yourself if you can. It'd be good to see you. I mean, the other thing as well, going back onto the stadium, you got to think, the problem is, like everything else, you had the fact that West Ham, Newham Council had bought London Stadium. And then, of course, you had old Levy kick off, you had Barry Earn kick off, then you had Sadiq Khan get involved as well. And then we lost the stadium because obviously at the end of the day, they bent over backwards and let everyone kind of roger us, really, and we lost out on that stadium. We would have changed it into a football stadium. And
it's not over yet, though. You ain't lost the stadium, though.
No. I mean, it should have been ours. They would have redeveloped the whole stadium itself. They would have made it into a football stadium. And unfortunately,
are they thinking about moving it now?
No. I'm talking about this is when we before we moved there. Yeah. So this is we actually put in a bid the stadium. We put in a bid with Newham Council, got awarded it. And of course, Levy was moaning about not getting White Hart Lane and the ground around there. You had Barry Earn moaning about Leyton Orient and they should get first dibs.
Yeah, I've seen all this, yeah.
And then you had Sadiq Khan, who wanted the Olympics there. And he thought you're still going to get that. Have you seen it been played in there since?
I know that, but still, I understand it's not a perfect football stadium, but like James and Elite Analyst and that conversation yesterday, which was a genuine point that we all agreed on, which was probably one of the only ones. Bring the football and they will come. Bring the football and they will come. Suck the life out of it and they won't. It's as simple as that. So me personally, if I was Sullivan, I'd be looking to impact. I'd be looking to help the manager out massively at the moment with good players. And if Potter genuinely can't keep the good enough good players, then I would honestly change the manager around the players, to be honest, and try and build around the better players. Because I don't know what to believe with Potter, but I've not been impressed so far. I wasn't impressed when he played a 5 at the back, James Ward-Prowse collecting the ball off the 5 at the back, and Alvarez as a 10. It's like, what have you been doing in training this week? Is that what you've been doing with them in training this week? 5 at the back, JWP collecting the ball off the back 5, and Alvarez as the 10. It just doesn't add up to me. If I was ever coaching a football team, if I ever coached that football team, I don't think we'd ever turn out like that.
I get that. I think look, the problem we've got now is that season's over and done with. It's what we do now going onwards, because that's the thing we've got to concentrate on. And hopefully the other thing, and again, it's all conjecture, if these American owners are kind of serious about buying the club, then they've got to act, we've got to see some
Potter's always flopped under Americans.
The thing is, we need to get rid of these people. Look, as Daz has put here, we need to get rid of Brady and Sullivan, because we know they're the ones the instigator of it all at the moment. They're the ones that's causing the problem. But if we get that moved on, then hopefully there's a new chapter for West Ham.
As if the owners are going to go before the bloody manager. I just don't.
Stranger things have happened, mate. Stranger things have happened. I mean, the main thing is you've got to hope that,
Actually, it did happen with Egerton, didn't it?
Yep. It can happen.
As soon as GSB walked through the door, Zola got the bullet. And he was starting to get things moving as well.
Yeah, ain't the first time it's happened, is it really? I mean, the main thing, look, if these Americans are serious, I mean, look, the Golds are obviously losing money hand over fist with Ann Summers. They need to sell their shares. Who knows? Who knows?
It's not good. It's not good. Oh, it's worrying.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
And the thing is, I'm going to say this, yeah, because I heard what you were saying. I was just listening. Is that I think you have to look at it now that football doesn't really matter now. Doesn't matter about the football. I think this is more deeper than football terms. Like, I think this is more. I think people generally had enough, and that is when you lose the hardcore fans and you're replacing them with the next generation. Let's just say that if West Ham ever win in the Championship, that ground would be 25% full. That's no joke. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to want to go and watch a Championship game? It's because they want to watch Premier League games. It's a lot of shit. I mean,
the thing is, though, mate, at the same point of that, we've gone down before, and that we've still banged out the stadium. We'll still do exactly the same thing. I mean, like, it's hopefully that's not going to be the case, but we've always kind of proved that, come thick or thin, we will, as West Ham fans, we will stick with them. I know, obviously, with the London Stadium, it's a different ball game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but the only thing with that, though, Tom, is that this was, say, 5,000 people. Let's just say that. If this was 5,000 people, you can sort of take it on face value. But I read something the other day, 29,000 people have walked away, season ticket holders, from the moment they started. Now, obviously, you've got to take into account people's financial situations at the time. Geezer could have been a young lad. He's got a missus. He's got a mortgage. Can't afford to go. You can understand that. People had to die. It happens. Like, people have been since it old and they've passed on. The issue is the feel of West Ham going? That's the major thing. And I said it earlier on the video, the spirit of West Ham going. That's where I'm a bit concerned about, because if you haven't got the feel of it, then what's the point? What's the point? Like, you know what I mean? So,
the Premier League are pulling away this season as well. I can really see it this season. People are going. People are trying to do what they can to improve their side. And I genuinely think if West Ham want to stand a chance, they better get their act together this summer. I honestly, because I feel like a lot of teams have got good momentum at the moment, and if West Ham don't have a really decent summer, they're going to get pushed below them, like 13, 14 teams or so. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the summer's going to look like for Mr. Potter, but I'm not sure Everton and Wolves are overly fearful of West Ham next season. If I'm gonna, as a total outfit, maybe on the day, but as a total outfit across the course of the season. So I don't know. So I don't like predicting West Ham at 14th, 15th, them kind of regions in the league, because there's a back door right there, and I wouldn't want to go down it personally. But listen. As much as I get onto everything and say I'm not interested, I would feel bad. But it is this last appointment. It felt pretty transparent to me. I'll be honest. It all looked pretty kind of like a bit of a circus. I'll be honest. And if Graham Potter's going to be the person to try and change that circus around, let's see. But I'm not sure he's the man to be able to. I think someone needs to say to a manager, "This is your team. We're going to back you, and make a real good go of it." Because I don't think Potter's the man to do it. Potter took a star-studded Chelsea side to like 10th, and I know he's trying to integrate his own system and stuff, but I don't know how much. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a huge amount of faith in what it looks like he's trying to do, but we'll see.
That's the way I look at it like that. Before we do that, James, I was going to say David Shearer, because obviously this man has got up at 3:30 in the morning and he's actually on the channel at the moment. And he says it's fucking freezing, and he's got shrinkage. Poor sod. Dave, it's good to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. And fair play to you. 3:30 in the morning to come to watch us. Really appreciate that.
But lads, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll leave it here.
Thank you, Damien, as always.
Damien's just got told off. You know what I mean? Listen, I understand what people are saying. With Potter,
Even not.
it's you know what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get. The issue is it's got nothing to do with Potter. It's got nothing to do with even the players. It's to do with the owner. Because the owner now is looking to try and sell Mohamed Kudus because we've got no money. Right. And what's the aim now? I'll ask that to the pair of you. What is the aim on selling Mo to benefit us moving forward? Like, is it because we're skint, or is it because our ownership took the piss last year, brought in Julian Lopetegui when it wasn't going to work? Then we spent 144 million in the transfer window with a geezer that only lasted 6 months. Is a lot. It's just a lot, mate. Almost.
I ain't got an answer to that, James. I mean, for me, the aim of the club is to get back onto fucking even keel and get ourselves back into contention for European slots in the league. That's what the aim is. In my book, that should be the aim of this club. Right? Now, I know a lot of people don't like and don't want Graham Potter. I know some people have got belief in him. I never wanted him. I did say that I never felt that he was Premier League quality. I felt that the system flattered him at Brighton, and I think I've been proven somewhat right in my belief. Right now, the fact is that we're not sacking him. Not yet. Not in the immediate future. So the club need to address the situation with the playing staff. We've got too many walking out the door. Whether they're being paid for or not is irrelevant. But we're not getting anything back in through the door. That needs addressing. Now, I'm not saying we should be signing for 4 or 5 players in the first week of the window. I'm not. What I'm saying is that we should have already identified these players, and we should be having discussions with them already. And we should be offering them a good deal, one that they can live with and one that we can live with. And the fact that it's not happening in the first 7 days or whatever means nothing to me, because I don't remember a window other than last season where we did anything in the first 10 days.
I think what you just said there is right. It is right. And I agree with you 100%. We never start a window good. Like we always wait to the end and see what. Basically, we're going to be straight. See what scraps we can get. See what people are there for a loan or a cheap signing. The issue is that we're trying to flog, or we're trying to offer Mohamed Kudus to anyone. And that to me says to me that is it him wanting to go?
Yeah.
Or is it Sullivan trying to get money, right, because he hasn't got none?
I think it's him wanting to go.
I don't know, mate.
I really believe it is.
The problem is you've got to look at the body language, James, last season. I mean, it just kind of literally, I still say, and I'll stick by it, it was the Spurs game when he got himself sent off.
Right.
From that point onwards and that, he purposely, I think, it was pure frustration in my eyes. He went in with Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Polished his boots up on side to side of Van der Ven, got himself sent off. And that from that point onwards, when he kind of got off the back of the ban,
right,
he weren't the same player. And you could see, just the body language alone. I mean, I read the body language, I could just see that he didn't want to be there.
I can understand what you're saying, and you're right. But then on the flip side of that, we have also got to understand what was going on at the time with Lopetegui.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm alluding to. It's that.
And the thing is, I don't believe it, Tone. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, but for me, I just look at it and I think, well, why are we trying to sell him before we have to buy? Like, that's the one thing that bugs me. Is it like there's two scenarios with this, right? Is it a case of we've got so many players that we're trying to sell, but no one wants them? Is that a possibility? Like Alvarez, Aguerd, even Guido Rodriguez. Like, are we in a situation where we ain't going to be able to get some of these players out? So what we've got to do?
Aguerd will go.
I think he will go. Yeah, I think
already.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time with him. Yeah,
all he's got to do is clear out his desk. That's it, really.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
You know? But,
yeah, we've got a desk. What are you on about?
You know what I mean, metaphorically, mate, metaphorically. Yeah. But no, I agree with what you say there, James. And you know, I think we've kind of touched on this before on other shows where, you know, like, is Kudus a good player for West Ham? I mean, we've maybe not said it in that respect or in that way, but you know, does he really fit into West Ham, or is he just another Dimitri Payet?
I think he's a good player.
Oh, he's a great player. But then so was Dimitri Payet. He just didn't want to stay at West Ham. I think Kudus has got a similar kind of attitude. I think he loved his time here. He's enjoyed being part of the system or whatever. But I think he feels that it's time for him to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's interest from Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, and I think the other one was Tottenham. But I think the Tottenham link is tenuous at best.
Yeah, there's Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah, Ross. Exactly. The XG
crap is basically why their names were put up. Sorry, mate.
That's all. Just about this thing is, it's all about the YouTube of interest. Whoever puts the top comments in, you get this kind of crown above your head and a load of old crap, whatever that is.
It's a way of getting people to interact more.
Yeah.
I'll stay with StreamYard. Bloody expensive, isn't it? It is what it is, though. You know what I mean?
It is, mate. It is. I mean, look. I mean, with the Kudus situation now, you know what they're going to say. PSR. That's the problem. We've got to sell to get money in to then buy players.
Yeah, but did you see the thing the other day, Tone? What I posted? Did you see?
Yeah,
the thing
mate.
I posted this morning?
And this is the thing. I mean, we're not. Full well, we're not short of a bob or two. But if you look at it, if he's treating it like a business model, you always keep money back as contingency. We know he's got money. There's no two ways about it. You know, and basically, he's just trying to safeguard himself, which we know that's always been the ulterior.
But is this a situation, though, Tone, right, that he's trying to recover his losses from last season, i.e. with Lopetegui? Because
he's had to pay out for him, isn't he?
He's had to pay out for him. Yeah. And listen,
and you know, the other thing is, of course, you know, you ask anybody who's got money in their bank account, just because you
don't ask me.
Just because you can afford a Lamborghini, do you go and buy one? Or just because you can afford, you know, a yacht, do you go and buy one? No. You know, and I think the fact that the club has got money or that the owners have got money is completely irrelevant. It's what they release that matters. What they keep back is of no interest to us because it can't affect what we watch and what we cheer for, you know. So I mean, I know I'm being kind of a little bit pessimistic about it, and to be fair, last season has given me a little bit of pessimism when it comes to this club, and I've supported this club since 1960s, you know, and I'm passionate about this club. But right this minute now, I'm one of those guys that if I had a season ticket, I wouldn't have renewed. Not now.
I think a lot of people
been to one game since this season.
I'm going to be honest. The amount of people that are walking away is quite frightening. I've never seen. Like, I remember when I walked away in 2016, and people said, "Oh, you're mad. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right." I went, "Nah, fuck that." Right, and I never forget one of the old boys said to me. He said, "James, that's it now, son." And what do you mean? He goes, "West Ham's going to become a franchise now. You're going to see West Ham becoming a franchise in the near future." he ain't going to be the same, right? And I never believed him.
Will actually fucking, rubber stamp that.
Yeah. And the thing was, he's no longer with us now. He passed on a few years ago. But he turned around and said to me that, it's never going to be the same. It's going to be more diluted amongst the West Ham fan base, which he was right about. It's just shitloads of problems there, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's for me, I think you have to start at the top. You have to take out the owner straight away, right? I would say take him out properly, but I can't. Well, you know what I mean? But taking him out,
allegedly,
yeah, allegedly. Other Russian people are available, but it is what it is. Yeah, take him out, please. But anyway, you got to take him out of the firing line. Wrong choice of word, James, but carry on. But we've got to take him out, right? And then what it is, you have to sort of get the fan base back together and go, right, what is it that you generally want at the club? Now, I'm going to surmise here, roughly. If an owner come in, say, the start of August, and turn around and said, right, West Ham fans, what is it that you want? I think West Ham fans would settle for mid-table for the next 5 years as long as they can sort the stadium out. I generally do. I think the stadium is such a problem for people, and they can't get to grips with feeling like I just don't feel it. Do you know what I mean? Like when you was walking down Green Street, right, years ago, you felt it. You come out of Upton Park Tube Station, you walk down the road, you go past the Queen's. Excuse me. You're walking down and you see the edge of the castle. You feel it. With this situation, and it's very hard for me because I've never set foot in there. So, I'm hearing what they're saying, but I can feel what they're saying, though. Do you know what I'm saying? So, we need to get the spirit back of it, and it's quite shocking, really. I think next year's massive for West Ham. If it goes well, then great. But I am generally concerned that if it goes bad, Tone, fuck me, we could go down. And that's the frightening thing about it, if I'm honest.
I'm just going to go back to what you said there. I mean, like about Upton Park and that, alluding to when we was going to move to the London Stadium. Obviously, there's all the premise of we're going to get European football for you.
Yeah,
we're going to have the seating arranged that's going to be close to the pitch, just like it is at Upton Park. And you got to think, because as I say, going on with Hearn, Levy, and Khan, what happened if we did actually get the stadium and they did do what they said they was going to do? Because if you look at it in certain respects, the things they wanted to do was in their head, and that's what was going to happen. But because of them three factors that got in the way, all them things, apart from obviously getting European football, didn't come to fruition. But you imagine if they did, would the London Stadium have the same kind of atmosphere? Because we would have made it more of a football stadium. We would have made the seating arrangement a lot better than what it is now.
I don't think anybody could have any complaints about the atmosphere in that stadium during our European runs. I think the European runs prove what that stadium could actually be, right? Now, with a better seating arrangement, etc., of course, it would be 300 times better than it is. I'm one of the people that have sat up in the gods and watched the games,
Same here.
But, if you've experienced European nights up there, haven't you, Tony?
Yep.
I mean, even the smaller games, your Larnacas, etc., the atmosphere was incredibly good.
It was electric, mate. Absolutely electric, yeah.
Yeah, but how many of these people in the ground are genuine West Ham fans? Because what it is...
like that, quite a lot of them, James. Trust me, mate. There was a lot of them.
I don't know, mate, because I've seen games before.
Don't get me wrong, there were tourist fans as well.
Yeah, but I'm not really...
some of them were sat right near me, but...
Yeah, but I'm not really on about tourist fans because it's very hard for me. I've got Lucas, who's on the channel, right? And he comes over for 3-4 months and he's a tourist. So it's very hard for me to sort of...
by tourist fan, what I mean is just someone that likes football and can get
Yeah.
a ticket for any
Yeah,
game.
not the I love London on the act kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, but like I understand that, right? I just look at it like this: that there's a lot of people in these areas in the LS that ain't even West Ham fans, i.e., they're away fans in the home end. Like amount of times this over the last sort of 12 months, 18 months, I've seen photos of Tottenham fans, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, generally walking in there with a Chelsea shirt and sitting there and watching the West Ham game in the home end. It's very weird. Now, is it coming to a stage where tribalism is going out of the game? Is it more like an American, American football type thing?
I get where you're coming from. Tribalism out of the game isn't such a bad thing when you consider that tribalism was the so-called reason for, crowd violence and stuff in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And onwards, right? So tribalism being eradicated from the stadium isn't such a bad thing, but you've got to understand that there are a completely different set of fans now, James. I mean, like guys like myself, Tony, we've been to Upton Park, and the tribalism was like at boiling point at times in that stadium. But times have moved on. We've now moved on to what is effectively one of three national stadiums in the country, and we play there regularly.
Yeah, but I can't picture Liverpool, Anfield, loads of Liverpool fans, and then they've got a geezer with an Arsenal shirt in there.
Yeah, but Liverpool had their stadium since like 1910 or something.
Yeah, but what you know what I'm getting at though there. Like I'm looking at them.
We've got no history in this stadium.
The problem as well, you've got to think where Stratford sits. It's an international station, so of course it's going to attract.
Well, it is now because of the Olympics. Yeah, of course.
And you said you've got City Airport on the doorstep as well. The links from the Elizabeth line. It's all those factors coming in there. I mean, I love this comment, and that's why I left it up here. Iron Disciple. This is about obviously, if Americans do come in, they've got to listen to the community and obviously West Ham support and know the beating heart of it. I think that's crucial. Not being funny. A prime example in that you've got to look at obviously McAnally and obviously Ryan Reynolds. They actually went with the fans and learned, and that's what these people got to do.
And that's what made them actually invest.
Absolutely, and it's don't make it a cheap imitation brand club. I wouldn't care the owner where they'd come from. That's a great thing.
And credit where credit's due. From what I understand from Mama Flossie, is that the ownership of Newcastle have done exactly that. They've gone into the community and they've said, what can we do to make the community better so that more people will be interested in coming to the stadium.
I think it's a bit hard in the community of West Ham at the minute, though, because in East London, it just doesn't really feel like West Ham now. Like as a community area, right? And the times have changed since then. I think when you say community, you got to look at the community as in the fan base. Like I think with us,
go for like most of the fan base that would be considered reasonably local. They got to go to Essex, mate, because that's where.
Well, it's Essex and South East London,
yeah, and that's where most of the hardcore live now.
Yeah.
Not many of them live in the East End anymore.
Listen, like in the Greater London area, like if you look at me, for instance, I'm in Dagenham, so I'm literally 5 minutes away from the training ground, and like. I understand it. I understand what people are saying about the stadium, but the stadium is a major thing. That's why when people say about if the football was great, like they wouldn't be leaving. I think this is more than that. I've never known it to be. I've never known to see so many leave.
Experience these days for a lot of people. I mean, like you look at the average fan, they'll go from their home. So it may be either a bus stop or a tube station. In my case, a train station. In many other cases, or a bus stop or whatever, and they'll travel and get to somewhere near the ground, right?
Yeah.
within a mile of the ground. And then perhaps they'll go and have a beer or two, meet up with a few mates, and then they'll go to the stadium, and then they'll go back, and then they'll get on their bus or their train or whatever, and they'll go home, right? That never used to be the case. That never used to be the case. I mean, Green Street was rocking for about 2 hours after a game, you know, and it was a very communal type, club back then. These days, it's not so much. It's a London-based club. That's why we've got London on the badge. And that's what winds me up quite a lot about the club right now. You know, everyone knows that West Ham are from London. You know, why do you have to put that on the badge? It's because they want to become a franchise club.
I'm just waiting for New York, Paris, and Hong Kong, Budge. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, you know, Peckham.
Peckham.
This time next year, Rodney.
I mean, some of the people obviously in the chat talking about Agurd, obviously, you know, saying sadly Agurd will help Potter out a bit, but he doesn't want to be part of it. So, you know, take the money and run on that one. That's an easy one for me.
Yeah, it is an easy one. But as I said, he would do a job in Potter system.
Yeah, of course. But you can't, you know, the player don't want to be there. I mean,
he's got no interest in being at West Ham, mate.
No. And that would be no good for us. And that, I mean, Michael's saying here, look, you know, pleading poverty works both ways. One, Sullivan has to get players cheaper, and two, other clubs offer less for our players, saying you need the cash. And this is the thing: when you put it out there, you're going to get the chances. Going to turn and say, you know what? If I put a cheeky bit, well, look at Arsenal, £50 million for Kudos, take it or leave it. Well, that's an easy one. We'll leave it. Thank you very much. That's
put that in your arse. No.
I can't have him going to fucking Arsenal.
No, we wouldn't at the end of that. Jesus Christ.
Would destroy me.
Frog saying here, look, the difference this window is we're basically flogging the first squad and not knowing who we are targeting as replacements as soon as the window starts. It's just pissing in the wind. And this is the thing. You've seen other clubs already jump on the bandwagon and start buying people. It's just, you know, not good.
We're going to have to get on and do Green Street League soon, mate, because I'm going to be in about 15 minutes.
You have indeed, mate. Yeah.
Well, I'll let you crack on with that. I just want to say this, though. What do you think it will be a acceptable fee for Mo Kudus? I
mean, obviously, Damon's saying 85 million. Are we going to get that?
I don't think we're getting 85, mate.
No. I mean,
if the rumour about Sanchez is correct, I'd take 70 million and Sanchez.
I think the goalkeeper front, mate. I could be here all night, so that's why I'm not going to say about Ramsdale.
You know, apparently that Carney Chukwuemeka has been put forward as one of the players.
I think you've either got to make a decision. You either got a couple of Chelsea players and say 55 million or something, or you just say to them you want the 85. I don't think no one's dropping 85 on Mo. I don't think they're you'd have to be mad to drop 85 million on Mo. I think the most he'd probably go for is about 65. I see Trojan just put it in the chat there, so I'll probably agree with him on that. 65 mil, maybe 70 mil at a push.
Yeah.
But
I said, yeah.
Do you know what I think could happen in that situation? Is where teams know that West Ham are asking for that sort of money, they're going to wait. They're going to wait to the end of the window. And I think this might rumble on all the way to the end of the window. I don't think Kudus will go as quick as what we want him to go, and that's going to back us right up.
Can we not put a sell-on clause on him as well, though?
You probably no. You probably could do. Yeah, you could ask for a sell-on clause if he was to be sold on.
Yeah, we'll take 65 for him, but we want a sell-on clause.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with that. I would actually take that.
I just want to. I need to see me echoing. Right. What it is, I just need to see. I need to see some signings, like you boys. Like I need to see some fresh blood in there. I think we won't know until we start seeing some signings, how it's going to turn. At the minute, we've got no idea, have we? Let's be honest. So it's worrying times.
I'm just going to put these 2 comments about kudos. I mean, obviously, like Terence is saying here, Budgie, you're saying there's interesting kudos from quite a few clubs. They're blooming quite about it, mate. He's actually now made him undesirable. We'll end up selling him for under 50 million. I mean, obviously, I did see today, and I don't know if you've seen it, Budgie and James. The recent club that's kind of jumping on the bandwagon now is Newcastle.
I mentioned that earlier, actually.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I've got this real sneaking suspicion that Newcastle will probably be one of his favourite destinations. You think about it. They got that Alexander Isak up there. They've got that Joe Linton up there. He could play quite well in the 3 up front with them 2. And he would fit their system brilliantly. Him out on the right, Joe Linton on the left. And then Isaac running that centre channel.
Got Gordon, don't they? I know, up there. Yeah. So,
Yeah, but he wants that.
Would you play Gordon over Mo Kudus, though?
No, I'll play Mo. I just think Mo needs to be in the right. I just think Mo needs to be in the right position.
Yeah.
But I will say one.
He wants that.
Yeah, I will say one thing. Trojan's right. Hayden Hackney from Borough. Go and get him, mate. 15, 20 mil. Good signing. Do you know what I mean? Right, I'm going to make a move, lads. I'm going to let you crack on.
Right, okay, James, nice one, mate. See you soon.
No worries, mate. You take it easy. Bish,
No
bash,
worries,
bosh.
mate.
What picture?
Cheers, mate.
And then there were 2.
Indeed, mate, indeed. Pepsi say no one's currently going after Gokares. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Right, mate, let me just get this video on now. So we're going to jump onto that. I know, obviously, we've gone over the hour like we said we weren't going to do.
No, that's all right. I mean, as long as I'm kind of doing what I need to do at about 9:30, I'll be fine.
That's fine, mate. That's fine. So let's just kind of do this. As usual, people in the chat, we're going to do the Green Street Elites, and this time it is this man, and fondly remembered for many, many things.
Massive. Yo, massive. Massive.
Oh, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog Martin Allen, what a player.
Oh, man. You remember that?
I do. Listen, he was kind of my teenage, early 20 stage. And, mate, no, he was a bit later than that. Maybe early 20, mid-20s. And he was just a player that I admired. I loved his strength. And, you know, again, another player that had a real decent footballing brain could spot a pass from like a week ago. Quality like that. What about you, Tone? What memories you got of him? Because clearly you love this player.
I just like his tenacity more than anything else than that, and his unorthodox approach to things. He was he was nutty as a fruitcake sometimes, and it was a fact of he didn't afraid to get stuck in. So that's what you wanted in the middle of the park. Someone who'll put a foot in, win the ball. Sometimes he'll get the play. Obviously, I think that's kind of elevated him higher in the West Ham folklore. But he adapted to the West Ham way.
Even.
So yeah, I mean, I loved him for his kind of the way he was. I mean, you don't see many players like that these days. And this is the thing, isn't it? So with that, I just seen him in training as well. He worked hard in training, which was one of the rare qualities he did.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about him was he weren't afraid to take on a strike, like that little video on that little clip on the video show. And for me, that was actually one of his most iconic goals. Those long-range shots he would take. And, if them nets weren't pegged in, mate, they were going to get, them nets would have been flopping around because he could hit a ball, and what I liked about him the most of all, though, was when he came out and he wore that shirt. You could tell that was the shirt he wanted to be wearing. You know what I mean? He did love wearing the claret and blue shirt, and because the fans loved him as well. Right from the off.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think he linked up well. I mean, even when you had Bishop there and stuff, there was the workmanship. You appreciate that as a fan watching what they did.
Yeah, and like players like Martin Allen, and like your Thomas Repkes, your Julian Dixies, and these were players that would just stand up to a challenge. They were players that would actually really help us in the game because, players would actually try and chop them down because they were quite skillful. Well, especially Martin Allen was a skillful player. He had really good feet on him. And, I remember like Chelsea one time, they were all trying to hack him down and he danced through their midfield, And, I remember him getting a pass away and then getting taken out. But, the fact was that he was a strong lad and he wasn't going down easy, And, somebody mentioned Souček earlier, another player that tries to do exactly that. He doesn't like to go down, But, Martin Allen.
Because it's like he played with his shirt tucked out. He just, just looks like a park player sometimes, just scruffy, but really got on with it.
I remember one time watching him coming out of the tunnel, and like they were all walking out, and he was at like near the front of the line, and there was only him and can't even remember who the captain was at the time. There was only them two wearing training top or tracksuit tops or whatever. And he looked over his shoulder and you see everyone else just stripped down to their shirt. So he's unzipped it, takes it off and just bumped it at the side of the pitch as he was walking on, because he didn't want to be the odd one out kind of thing, you know what I mean? But, great player. Loved him. Yeah. Scored some very, very attractive goals. And weren't bad on a free kick either, Tone.
No, I say when he got behind the ball and that, he could definitely lever the boot through it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I remember a free kick he took against Sunderland. He took a free kick from 30 odd yards away from the goal, and he hit this ball, but it was like he was taking a shot, but it was actually into the box at head level. And I can't remember who it was now. Went up for the ball to head it and was like floored afterwards. I don't think it wasn't a goal, but it was close, you know. But the player was just floored afterwards because the ball came in at such a rate of knots. He just had to glance it, but he didn't. He really got his head behind it and ended up on the top. Who was that? I can't even remember who that was now. But it was quite funny. But yeah, Martin Allen, wonderful player. Next week, who have we got next week?
You have to have a look at your list, mate. Mad Dog, half.
What do I? Oh,
you have indeed, Damien. We've been seeing the names of that. I'll just catch up with the chat, mate. So obviously, I'm not exactly glancing through. But Mad Dog, yeah. I mean, I liked it when even when we had, you know, it's put there the Allens, even Clive Allen. What a player he was, even though he's at that age.
Yeah, quality.
I watched Clive, and he was showing a couple of youngsters how to chest the ball down and then go for the shot.
Well, I remember him when he was the Tottenham reserves manager, right? It was when they had reserve teams rather than under 21s and all this, that, and the other.
Mm.
And he was the Tottenham reserves manager, and Tottenham were playing like an exhibition game against Crawley Town when we opened our new stadium years ago.
Yeah.
And he turned up with the Tottenham boys, and it was a group of youngsters and players coming back from injury. No real top draw players, but it was the Tottenham side. And Crawley Town beat them 3-1. So we were all giving Clive Allen loads of stick, loads of it. And because I was actually wearing a West Ham related hat, he realised I was a West Ham fan and I was giving him loads of shit. And he just stuck his thumb up at me and went, "Yeah, I get it.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So next week.
Yeah, you got next week. Why are you doing that? Daz actually met Mad Dog in a fish and chip shop in Chowder Leaf.
Nice.
Be near the old training ground at the time, wasn't it?
I'll give you a clue, his tone. Probably in the top 3 penalty takers West Ham have ever had.
Old Ray?
It certainly is Ray Stewart next week. That'll be number 19. Week 19, that will be. It's week 18 this week, Tone.
Yeah, it's gone quickly, isn't it, mate?
For the Green Street Elites. I mean, we've done a couple of weeks before without those, and yeah, so we've been chundling along.
Here we have, mate.
I want to say thanks to everybody in the chat, though, because everyone that keeps coming back for more. You're gluttons, but we love you.
No, it's all good. I mean, like, you know, as you said, when I thought about doing this, like I said, you was the ideal choice to be the co-host with this. That's for sure, mate. And
I appreciate the offer. You know, I love chatting with everybody, and you know, I also like seeing the chat. Like that comment there from Iron Disciple, who says Marlon Harewood.
Marlon Harewood, yes.
And there he is, right there.
Himself.
Signed and authenticated.
One of my old players actually met him on some golf day that he did.
Oh, right. Okay.
Take with him and that. Yeah, it looks really good. The pictures. Yeah, it looks good.
Well, a mate of mine said, "Don't ever buy a car from him." And I went, "Oh, yeah, why is that? He's always got lovely cars in his showroom and that." I said, "Yeah, but if you don't, if you miss a payment, you don't get an email. You get a knock at the door." And I went, "Yeah, no, I think I'll buy one off Fred round the corner."
Good evening, Ted. Hope you keep well, mate. Good to see you. Evening, Tony and Budgie saying there. And sorry, people in the chat. Obviously, as you said, there's been quite a few of them. And as with all the talking going on, trying to catch up. Something me and Budgie always used to, catching up on the chat.
Yeah, we try to. We do.
Amazon Tribe, the prime place to be. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it feels weird now. No games, which is one good thing. You know, it's not bad in that respects.
Sorry, I'm reading right down the bottom of the chat, and Iron's mentioned the picture. He said, "You're a lucky man, mate. That has my hair sticking up, basically on his arms, I suppose." Well, I'll tell you how I came across that. Well, and if you want to read any of them out, don't stop me.
No worries, mate.
So 2 or 3 years ago, I was a regular in the chat for a lot of the channels, especially West Ham Network, who I do my Wednesday night show on. And Anton had heard from Happy Hammerette, that I wasn't feeling well. Well, at the time, I was actually going through my prostate cancer treatment.
Yeah.
And
No,
he heard that I weren't feeling well, so he messaged me. And he asked me for my address. He said, "I've got a little something I need to send to you." And it didn't make any sense to me. And that arrived through the post with more stickers "do not bend," right, than I've seen in on any parcel or any. It had about 5 stickers on it, like "please do not bend" and all that. And it arrived, and I didn't really know what it was until I opened it. And it's got the certificate with it and everything. And so, yeah, Anton sent me that as a get well soon prize.
Nice. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
But just shows, you know, we are, as a West Ham bunch, we do, you know, do look after each other. Yeah, we have our moments every now and then, but we also we do look after each other.
Again, I just want to mention,
Good night, Damien.
We've got 1 or 2 others in. Night, Damien. We've got 1 or 2 others in that weren't in at the beginning. I just want to say again, you know, rest in eternal peace to Darren Higgins, who lived in Thailand.
Night, Des.
Staunch West Ham fan, you know, passionate family man, and a regular in a lot of the chat. Introduced to by Pete. He introduced me to him. So, yeah, just want to say rest in eternal peace, Darren.
Yeah. Well, he'll be up there with Peach now. They're doing their own stream at the moment, looking down at us.
Yeah, hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
Yeah. No,
I'm pretty sure they would catch up with each other very quickly.
But people in the chat, thanks for hanging around with us. Yeah, Iron Disciple saying the same thing. Yeah, rest in peace, Darren. Yeah, thank you, mate, for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, as we said, a little bit different. Friday night for a change. It's been a bit colourful, just like the colours behind you, as it says there.
Yeah, these colours don't run, son. Look.
Yeah, exactly that. That's for sure. But yes, all we'll say at this point, we're going to wrap up now ourselves. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you also go over to Green Street Elites and give Budgie's channel also some subs as well, please. Much appreciated.
Thank you
do that. Try and enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of a wet one, so make sure you batten down the hatches and that, and don't get blown away. That's for sure.
And guys and girls in
the
chat, next week we've got Ray Stewart as our Green Street Elite. So if you've got any stories about him, if you've got any contact details or whatever, send them in, because maybe we can get you in for 5 minutes.
Thanks, Rob,
to talk about Ray Stewart.
Yeah, and people in the chat, if you want to come on and talk, don't worry, don't be afraid to come on. You know.
Yeah. As Damien, displayed well, you don't have to show your face.
Exactly.
You can be like this. You know, there's no issues with that at all.
Blimey, I'm disappointed. They've got flood watch in New York by the Hudson. Oh, so.
Mate. Yeah.
Faults with you, mate. Let's hope all good there. Let's hope it's not too much.
Faults are with you, Iron, and everybody else in the New York area.
Exactly. Try to enjoy your weekend, people. And before we go on that, as always, we do our usual. Come on, you irons.
Come on, you Iron.